We can start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and our esteemed dignitaries for being with us here today. Good morning to those who have joined in from US. I am Dhanashree Gavankar, Manager IACC West India Council, welcomes you all to the Women of Excellence Awards 2022. We are gathered here today to celebrate Women of Excellence awardees that embodies amazing traits. They are courageous women. They are action-oriented. They are truly bold and brilliant trailblazers. Loving, compassionate spirits, living their lives full of purpose. They are generous, they are inspired, and they are inspiring. They are absolutely resilient because you have to be resilient to be winning this award. They are exemplary and striving always for better of themselves and, of course, better for others. In short, these are women of excellence. So without a further ado, I would now request our regional president, Mr. Saurabh Shah, to formally welcome you all. Mr. Shah is a corporate advisor and a company law consultant. He is the CEO of Universal Business and Corporate Services Center, a business consultancy firm which provides Indian and foreign companies with a wide range of business solutions and compliance-related services. So apart from being the president of IACC West India Council, he is also the chairman of Ease of Doing Business Committee. Further to this, Mr. Shah holds various leadership positions in a number of esteemed industry associations. Over to you, Mr. Shah.
Thank you, Dhanashree. Namaste and greetings to all the dignitaries and participants of today's event. Today, we have come together to reflect, to appreciate, and to acknowledge the acts of excellence done by women in various sectors and their contribution to the society and world at large. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the IACC's first ever Women of Excellence Award 2022. I thank our knowledge partner, Avtar Group, for partnering and supporting us in this program and for coming up with a white paper which will be launched shortly. The research paper is based on the survey administered over a research platform and focus group discussion, inviting corporate leaders and women at different levels in their organization held last month. I would also like to thank our associate partners, Bharat Diamond Bourse and Azhar Fashions, for supporting us in this program. Before we begin with today's proceedings, please allow me to share a few words about Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, which has a legacy of more than 53 years. We have 13 offices across the country and 4 regional headquarters. Our member base of almost 2,000 companies and individuals comprises large corporates, startup companies, and individuals, all of whom have cross-border businesses or an interest in doing business with the United States. We are a bilateral chamber focused on enhancing trade and investment between India and America. As mentioned, one of the major objectives of our chamber is to play a catalytic role in linking IACC with multiple stakeholders, both in India and United States of America, and projecting Indian industry as a stable and dependable partner. Now, without a further ado, I would like to introduce our esteemed jury members. Friends, in the interest of time, I will be sharing a very brief profile of this esteemed jury panel members. This exhaustive and scientific process wouldn't have been possible without the support of these stalwarts to make this a reality. To start with, Dr. Nandani Murali. She is a certified life coach, a suicide prevention and mental health activist, author, and gender and diversity professional. Dr. Murali has a special interest in enabling survivors of suicide loss reconstruct their lives after they have been impacted by the tragic loss of their loved ones. She has established Speak, an initiative to create safe, supportive spaces to prevent suicide and promote mental health. Now I come to Ms. Purvi Chotani, our second jury member. Ms. Chotani is, of course, first a past regional president of the Indo-American Chamber, West India Council. Ms. Chotani is the founder and managing partner of LawQuest, an immigration and employment law firm headquartered in Mumbai, and the law office of Purvi Chotani, PLLC in Florida, with an office in New York. Purvi heads the global immigration practice at both these firms, and she is an alumna of Penn Law School and is admitted to the New York State Bar and is a registered practicing solicitor, England and Wales. Purvi has been consistently nominated amongst the world's leading private practice lawyers in Who's Who Legal each year since the year 2009. The third jury member, Ms. Prajakta Kotastane. Prajakta is currently the chairperson of the Pune branch of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce. She is a second-generation entrepreneur with 18 plus years of experience and is heading their family-owned business in Pune. She is mainly responsible for strategy, overall operations, and business development. Prior to this, Prajakta has also worked at a leadership role in organizations like Principal Financial Group and Mark. In addition, she is also on the MSME committee of Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. Ms. Shinjini Kumar, our next jury member. Shinjini is the chairperson of the Spatial Corridor of Indo-American Chamber West India Council, which is focusing on fintech. And she is a co-founder of Salt, a financial service app for women. She was previously the country business manager for Consumer Bank, Citibank India for 3 years. She was also the CEO for Paytm Payments Bank and has played leadership role in institutions such as PwC, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, and Reserve Bank of India. She has studied English literature, journalism, and public policy. Now I come to Mr. P. Shriram, our next jury member. Mr. Shriram is an independent consultant. He is an operational professional having around 39 years of corporate experience, having worked in senior leadership roles across large MNCs and reputed Indian organizations like Pernod Ricard, UB Group, etc. He has coached and mentored executives across different functions such as operations, finance, HR, and marketing. Ms. Pallavi Jha. Ms. Pallavi Jha is the chairperson and managing director of Dale Carnegie Training India and Walchin People Force Limited. She has diversified exposure to various management practices in areas such as training, development, HR, consulting, and business restructuring, covering a wide range of industries from engineering, construction, FMCG, media, and financial services. Pallavi is also an endorsed leadership trainer and trainer executive coach. Thank you, all our esteemed jury members, for your valuable time and contribution. We are grateful on behalf of Indo-American Chamber and our knowledge partner Avtar for your dedication and for making this happen, what we call it as a Women Excellence Award this evening. Over to Dhanashree.
Thank you, Mr. Shah, for setting the tone of today's special evening. I would now request Dr. Soundarya Rajesh to kindly give the theme address. Dr. Soundarya is the founder president at Avtar, which is also our knowledge partner. She is irrepressible advocate of the potential of women's workforce participation. Dr. Soundarya is the advisor of choice for an impressive list of organizations and leaders on the benefits of diversity, equity, and inclusion. In the last 2 decades, she has personally trained and mentored over 10,000 leaders in the Indian corporate sector. Through Avtar, which is India's first DEI solutions company, she has helped diversity champions create a strong business talent and culture case for their organizations. For her path-breaking work of the past 20 years in this space, she has won accolades such as Ministry of Women and Child Development's Award, Ministry Niti Aayog's Women Transforming India Award, Asia's Most Innovative Diversity and Inclusive Leaders Award, and the list goes on. Dr. Soundarya, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dhanashree, and a wonderful evening to everyone who's gathered here, and a very, very special shout out to the women in the audience, because isn't March not the amazing month where we celebrate, women? I mean, come March, and our phones and social media walls, channels, everything is flooded with enormous amount of references to women, and also to actually educate ourselves on what women of India are actually doing. And while women are the center of all these messages and topics of discussion, I think it is also the time of the year when we are reminded of the statistics of the participation of women in the workforce. And Avtar, the organization that I lead and represent, works in the space of increasing women's workforce participation. And what we feel is that while we utilize the month of March, to revisit women's history, and which is why it's often called as Women's History Month, and not just, International Women's Day, which is 8th March. We call this as Women's History Month, and we revisit the history of many, many iconic women, in this country. But what also really irks us is that the participation rates of women in formal employment is less than, double digits in some cases, and hovers around 20%. And this is something that we have to really take cognizance of, because participation in the workforce is the stepping stone for women to claim their own space. That economic empowerment then enables them to conquer other spaces, public spaces, the political space, the art and leadership space, all of these different spaces. So when we were talking about what could we do, within the IACC to actually provide a platform where we could celebrate women who have done some amazing things, this topic of women of excellence actually came up. And the Women of Excellence Award, and I must let you in on a little secret, at Avtar, we often have this habit of looking at the first alphabets of such awards and, sort of restricting them and creating little acronyms. Like best of best would become Bob, and, power of I would become Poi, and so on. But when we looked at Women of Excellence, it says WOE, WOE. But I think therein lies the message. How could we actually break the woe of these women of excellence? How can we really create an ecosystem whereby we not just recognize, but also help and enable these women to rise to the fullest of their potential? So this year's theme, and I'm hoping that, at IACC, this will become an ongoing year-on-year annual tradition of recognizing amazing women who have battled their woes and have risen to become women of excellence. These are women whose stories you will hear in a brief while. And I'm not going to spoil, create spoilers by revealing them ahead of time. But the important takeaway here is that these women provide us with that inspiration to actually say that it is possible. It is possible if we set our minds to it. So with that, Dhanashree, I'm going to hand it over back to you, and look forward to the rest of today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Soundarya, for your encouraging words and enlightening our audience on the topic of women empowerment. Now I take this opportunity to welcome our National President, IACC, Mr. Kapil Kaul, to kindly share the kindly address the gathering. Kapil Kaul, with 40 years of experience in the commodity sector, both in marketing as well as commodity purchase, has launched 2 successful brands. Managing FMCG and auto component businesses at strategic corporate level for over 25 years. Board member of the Rasoi Group companies for 2 decades, and he looks after the business development and corporate strategy. Currently, Mr. Kaul is the advisor at Rasoi Group. He holds a leadership position in various leading industry associations. He's the coordinator for Honorary Consulate of Mauritius in Kolkata, actively promoting relations between Mauritius and India. He has helped establish a good environment of US-based entities in East India. Mr. Kapil Kaul, over to you.
Thank you, Dhanashree. Thank you, everybody, for being here today, this evening, and that too on a holy day, and sharing thoughts and views on something that's also personally very dear to me. I'd like to begin by reciting a few lines from William Wordsworth's "The child is father of the man." My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So it is now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old or let me die. The child is father of the man, and I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety. While this be true, it's the woman who is chosen to conceive. It's the woman who is the core center of every family. It's the woman who does just about everything in juggling everything at home, at work, in society, and she does it with a smile. While it says Women of Excellence Awards, I would say that women are actually generally excellent per se, if we choose to recognize it within our own homes. So this award is to the best of these excellent people. At the same time, apart from the woman being chosen to conceive, do we understand that when we refer to the most powerful force, not just in the planet, anywhere, and that's Mother Nature. We refer to nature as mother. And it's very pertinent to us nowadays as the environment is the elephant in the room. Women naturally excel, and when given the opportunity, they do much better, and their contribution is known in society and politics and wherever. They are the repository of family values, and critically, what's very, very, very important to know that there are 3 elements of which a woman is very, very adept at. One is instinct. Women are very instinctual, and they're very sharp at instincts, in sensitivity, and in conservation. So in the last element, which I would say of conservation, we all know that it's the woman in the home who uses all packaging, etc., right till the last, in reusing it till it is exhausted and finished, and you can scrap it. We know that from time immemorial, though now it's not so much of a feature in our homes, but it was, that our clothes would be darned by the woman, and it would not be wasted, and it would be handed down from generation to generation. Today, we are actually tearing jeans and clothes and wearing them as fashion garments, instead of darning clothes and wearing them as fashion garments. Conservation of energy. We all know how a woman at home conserves energy, conserves everything. She is the heart of conservation. She is the heart of the environment, of the global environment. So with these words, I welcome you all and thank you all for coming and attending. And I do agree that we should make this into an annual session from here on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kaul, and thank you for your continuous support to the chamber. Now I request Mr. Shah to kindly introduce our today's guest of honor, Ms. Tamarind Murrietta, Principal Commercial Officer, U.S. Consulate General, Mumbai.
Thank you, Dhanashree. Now, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our today's guest of honor, Ms. Tamarind Murrietta, Principal Commercial Officer, U.S. Consulate General, U.S. Commercial Service, Mumbai. Prior to her posting in India, Tamarind was the commercial consular at U.S. Embassy in Mozambique. Ms. Tamarind has also held several important positions, which includes commercial attaché at the U.S. Embassy, Nairobi. She has also held important positions in the role as member of the U.S. Department of Commerce, aspiring leader, and has completed a long-term decade in Hong Kong and South Africa. She was a management consultant that assisted U.S. businesses investing in the African market. She also worked as U.S. Department of State at the U.S. Department of State, World Bank, and International Monetary Fund. And prior to this important role that she played in her career, she advised the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry on South Asian trade project with the World Bank. Ms. Murrietta received her master's in international relations from the University of London, King's College. She is the author of several published articles, a fellow with the British American Project, and supports several global charities. Now, I request Ms. Tamarind Murrietta to kindly address the August gathering. Over to you, Ms. Tamarind.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Of course, I would like to thank Saurabh Shah and the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, who have always been incredibly supportive of the U.S. Consulate's relationship with the organization. Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me today. I'm honored to speak with you for this event. Again, my name is Tammy Murrietta, and I'm the commercial counselor with the U.S. Consulate in Mumbai. I came to India last September to oversee the U.S. Commerce Department's Commercial Service Office, covering the biggest portfolio, the busiest business and investment portfolio that we have in India, which is the Western region. The U.S. Commercial Service is one of the U.S. government agencies that works in India to promote bilateral trade and investment between the two countries. Our role is to connect Indian companies with U.S. suppliers and U.S. exporters, and to assist Indian firms who are thinking about investing in the United States. Our office organizes several programs and services for U.S. companies like trade missions, business-to-business meetings, be it virtual, in-person, delegations, trade fairs, our Select USA Investment Summit as well, for those interested in opening or expanding in the United States. So the IACC has been a truly dependable partner to the U.S. mission in India, particularly the U.S. Commercial Service. We have a long history from what I've been told by my staff, and over the years, IACC and our office have collaborated on several programs promoting trade and investment. So we look forward to a continued collaboration and working with IACC on many more programs in the future. Women's empowerment and equity is one of the most important challenges the world faces, and I'm honored for the opportunity to speak with you about it. Women are not only job seekers, but also the creators of job opportunities. We have the potential to transform economies of the world by fueling innovation and increasing investment in all sectors. As a result, there is a need to ensure equal representation on corporate boards to parliaments and from higher education to public institutions. The potential consequences of empowering women are undeniable, as an educated and empowered woman ensures education and empowerment for future generations. It is important to cultivate excellence, which will go a long way toward developing the next generation of leaders in the gender diversity and exclusivity space. As it is equally important to recognize said excellence, I do congratulate you on recognizing one of the most important challenges the world faces through the awards. It's obvious that empowering women is a matter of justice and equality for opportunities in every part of our life. We must respect all women's universal human rights, and no country can reach its full potential if half of its population is denied full and equal participation. As the Counselor for Commercial Affairs at the Consulate, I will use economic empowerment and equity as an example. By the simplest of metrics, salary purchasing power, according to the World Economic Forum, is that women's global average annual income and purchasing power parity is only $11,000 compared to nearly twice that, $21,000 for men. If current trends continue, the global gender wage gap will not close for another 100 years. While this is a global phenomenon, the situation is particularly alarming here in India. An Indian woman is making only about 20% of what the Indian man is making. How can we expect the world to progress when males make decisions in our society on behalf of women without even realizing or beginning to realize the challenges that women face? In my own life, of course, I've had to deal with this and hurdles and obstacles on a daily basis due to my gender identity and my skin color as well. And I was born in New York City, and I did have the privilege of growing up in a melting pot of ethnicities and genders and learning the power of our differences and what brings us together, and many things that make America unique. It's empowering when women are giving opportunities in education and their fields of interest. And I got to see that all the time growing up. The empowerment of girls and women so they can choose and decide what will improve their social position is key. It's long past time for gender roles to be challenged and norms to be broken. I myself, after being sworn in as a US diplomat, I wrote a column for an American magazine about my incredible grandmother. My walking on her shoulders has allowed me to be the person I am today, both professionally and personally. Although she was first in her class, she was never able to get more than a job as a maid or secretary because of the color of her skin and her gender. Sometimes people, even today, don't expect someone who looks like me to show up. But I am here, women are here, and we need all of our collective skills, talents, background, and experience to truly ensure our world accurately represents all of us and that our voices are part of the global conversation. Since my arrival in Mumbai last year, I've challenged members of the business community, along with our CG, to be more active in promoting full gender equality. I've pressed business leaders and others to answer the question, what norms and policies are impeding this shared goal? And I've distilled their suggestions into 3 key areas that will have an impact at both the micro and macro levels. First, top management professionals, both men and women, must set a tone of support for women leaders. It is the responsibility of those in positions of authority to lead in a way that lifts others up with particular attention to women. Second, we must recognize and address the long legacy of policies, practices, and norms that quash women's equality. If we allow or choose to ignore entrenched systemic inequities, they will only persist. Addressing the heinous history requires far more than a commitment to make gender-blind decisions today. Instead, we must actively work to reverse inequality in our daily lives and to rewrite the narrative. And third, and perhaps most importantly, we have to pay it forward. As women, we should be reaching out to mentor and to sponsor and to coach, and so do our male allies. And we should all share the path forward, especially encouraging women who are rising through the ranks. So to summarize, I believe, of course, that promoting gender equity promotes encouraging all members of society to examine every decision through a fair gender lens, sometimes asking pointed and often uncomfortable questions, and continuing to deliver our own special magic as women under any circumstance. Thank you so much for inviting me today. Congratulations to all the future winners. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. Tamarind, for sharing your thoughts and experiences with our viewers and for taking the time out and spending this evening with us. Now I request Dr. Soundarya to kindly share her remarks on the research paper and also launch the white paper on the problems plaguing the growth of women empowerment in India. Also, I'd like to quickly mention that we will be having a subsequent event on this white paper in the following month, and we shall keep you posted on the same. Over to you, Ms. Soundarya.
Thank you so much, Dhanashree. And Tammy, it was wonderful listening to you. Absolutely pertinent points and very thought-provoking. And obviously, points which we need to keep in mind and take into consideration when we design programs for women in India. And I think by that, we would also be setting examples for women around the world. Avtar, as we all know, is a diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting company. And our vision is towards achieving a 50-50 gender balance in India's workplaces. And towards this end, Avtar partners with a wide variety of organizations, including Saurabh of the US and, of course, the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce in putting together primary research that help us take decisions, garner views, and enable organizations to devise solutions that are that enable more equitable and inclusive organizational pathways. So when we looked at the challenges ahead of women, we believed that within Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, we have a very rich representation, a very rich and diverse representation of companies. And considering that the IACC is one of India's largest industry consortiums, we felt that it would be great to go to the corporates, our members, and actually ask them about what they felt were the problems plaguing women's employment in India, in Indian organizations. Well, we had representatives from close to 90 organizations that gave us various responses. We conducted focus group discussions, and it was wonderful to know that the prerequisite to inclusion, which is respect, is actually deeply embedded in Indian work cultures. And that is something that really helps us and makes us feel delighted, to know that we already have a foundational background on which women's workforce participation can be built. At this point of time, I wish to give a big shout out to the team at Avtar. We have Commodore Anuradha Kanchi, one of the pioneering members and leaders who actually guided this research. And we have Anumita Sharma, and we have Lalita Tata, who actually worked together to ensure that this research was not only conducted in the most professional of ways, but also in a purposive manner, which gave us a lot of results. So now I'm going to hand it back to Dhanashree to launch the the research. And like Dhanashree mentioned, we will have another event which talks in greater details about the findings of this research. But for sure, you would be able to view a copy of the research report, very soon. Over to you, Dhanashree.
Thank you, Dr. Soundarya. We will be launching the research paper. The research paper seems quite interesting, and I'm sure our viewers can't wait to have a glance through it. Now, I request Mr. Shah to kindly introduce our chief guest, Dr. Swati Vijay Kulkarni, Consulate General of India to Atlanta.
Thank you, Dhanashree. Friends, today we are indeed honored to have with us Dr. Swati Vijay Kulkarni, Consul General of India in Atlanta. She is a career diplomat who holds MBBS degree from the prestigious Government Medical College, Nagpur in India. She joined the Indian Foreign Service in the year 1995. Prior to her appointment as Consul General of India to Atlanta, she served as Regional Passport Officer, Mumbai, Maharashtra, Consul General in CGI, Cape Town, South Africa, Deputy Head of Mission in Muscat, Oman. Dr. Kulkarni's previous overseas assignments were First Secretary in High Commission of India, London, where she successfully worked as a nodal officer for preventing discrimination for Indian medical graduates after the implementation of new UK immigration rules. First Secretary in the High Commission of India, Port Louis, Mauritius, and as the Third Secretary in Embassy of India, Spain. Dr. Kulkarni, we are indeed honored and privileged to have you with us this evening. I request you now to kindly address the August gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Shah. Thanks for your kind words, generous introduction. Warm greetings to all of you from our consulate in Atlanta. We are in the southeast part of the USA. Happy Women's Day to all of you. My warm and heartiest congratulations to all women of excellence who have made remarkable and noteworthy efforts. I'm sure it must have been a very difficult job for judges to pick only few from the available talented pool. So I take this opportunity to thank also IACC for doing this wonderful job, for organizing this program, and for recognizing exceptional achievements, accomplishments made by our women in diverse fields. I also take this opportunity to felicitate all those who are working relentlessly, tirelessly to make sure that there is better tomorrow for our women and girls. As we have seen, Government of India has successfully enacted laws, policies, plans and programs aimed at women advancement, and that is why we have seen women at high positions. Like I have also seen myself coming in from the background and achieving so many things. So many women have made their name in different fields, from politics to education, from health to economy, from sports to media. So you name it and they are there. We have seen woman president, woman prime minister, woman speaker of Lok Sabha, and we are so proud of our woman finance minister. We had also woman foreign minister. And then we have women professionals like doctors, engineers, and the lawyers. We have women scientists, and of course, women hardworking laborers And also in professions where Indian society never thought women can shine, that is in army and in pilot and many more such areas. So they are inspiration to everybody, everyone who can look after what achievements they have made. So Indian women are continuing their contribution to the growth cycle of New India. We have seen many such examples thanks to our 73rd amendment, where at grassroots level, at Panchayat, we have 46% of women legislators. At federal level, we have 14%. But at grassroots level, the number is increasing. Then we have seen the highest civilian award, the Padma Award, given to 34 women this time, highest ever. So the female student enrollment ratio, which is steadily increasing, it's 48% for girls and 52% for boys. And we have seen when we headed for Moon, the project director and women director, they both were women. And we were, so enthralled to see them performing that difficult and challenging task. So the ISRO has always shown that so many women scientists are there as a workforce. Also in various industries like textile, agriculture, milk products, carpet industry, many places women are working in large numbers. Now a new buzzword is startup ecosystem. So we have 60,000 startups and women are director in 45% of startups. That's also another achievement we have. So, thousands of women have benefited from various schemes which government has given, like women have gas connection, they have roof over their head, they are getting water, they are getting thousands of women getting electricity. So these schemes and various self-help groups which have increased over the period of years have ensured that marginalized women also could see a better day for themselves. Like we have Beti Padhao Beti Save Girls and Educate Girls. Then we have giving bicycles, midday meal school programs. So all have contributed cumulatively, and these incremental gains we have made so far. National Commission of Women is there. It's a bridge between women and the government in association with State Association of Women, the State Commission of Women. So they are also working very hard. They have round the clock helpline. They have portal where women can register and tell about the various challenges faced by them. And they are ensuring that how to enforce the strict laws, how to improve the situation. Also the budget, this time budget, the 2022-23, we can call it a gender budget because it's changing a paradigm from women development to woman-led development. So again, the government is giving centrality to women, how to have their share in the growth of country for the developmental agenda of the country. So that's how the government is focusing on 100% schemes where women focus is there. Then government is also spending on programs where the focus is on 30% of women related schemes. And also on programs like certain schemes like Jal Jeevan Mission, Water for All, Banking for All, where they can impact the lives of women. On our part, in our consulate, we have also done our bit because we also get many matrimonial disputes. We get women who are in distress. So what we have done, we have compiled all those cases in a booklet form. And what we call it as a junction immigration, discussing road for peace and happiness. So the women immigrants who are coming to the new country, like this part of the world, they can go through this booklet because these are real life case studies. They are real life tragedies, unfortunate situations. They can learn from them and they can make sure that they don't repeat those mistakes. They can see what are the do's and don'ts so that their rights, their working conditions are protected and they can optimally, achieve their dreams and aspirations. So that link we will share with you on this chat. You can make them aware. We have published that booklet and we are sharing with Indian community here. We will be putting it on our website also. So these are our efforts to make sure that our women are protected and they can achieve what they want to do. So we have made impressive strides in various fields, but we know that we have miles to go and we have to make effort for that. So this gender parity, what we call, it requires a constant nourishing. It requires multi-stakeholder engagement. It requires active support. And I personally feel that education is really, really important because that gives confidence to women. It gives employable skills. They become financially independent and then they can challenge the world and the society around them. So on this important day, let us recognize the contributions made by women in different fields and take a pledge to educate them, to respect their human rights, to nurture them, to promote them at the leading positions in leadership position. So I salute all the women of excellence, all women of substance who have achieved this, so much in their life and have made this journey very, promising and role model. They are acting as a role model for everybody. So let us make a collective effort for gender parity and let us reaffirm our commitment for safety and respect for women. Thank you so much. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni, for being with us here today at this special evening, and your presence means a lot to us.
Yeah, thank
With
you.
this, I would now like to introduce you all to Ms. Anuradha Kanchi, Principal Strategist, Audits and Assessments at Avtar Group, to now anchor the most awaited award ceremony. Over to you, Ms. Kanchi.
Thank you, Dhanashree, and thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. You have, I think, touched upon a lot of points which are very close to the heart of a lot of women in India, working women in India, as well as I'm sure our founder director, Dr. Saurabh Rajesh, must really be thrilled, hearing your words. And most importantly, I would first like to thank IACC for instituting this award, Women of Excellence, with Avtar as a knowledge partner. I would also like to thank all the nominees for their participation. Must say, most of the participants have done extremely well and are focusing not only on work, but also mentoring young minds. And to this, I agree with what Dr. Kulkarni said. It has been a tough task for the jury members in evaluating whom we should nominate for this inaugural edition of Women of Excellence Award in the various categories. IACC and Avtar started the partnership in November 2021, and we felt there was a need to inspire and motivate working women. Thus, the Women of Excellence Award was instituted. In the white paper just released by Dr. Saurabh Rajesh, overwhelming number of participants, when asked to name points of what the organized industry bodies can do to promote women, working women in particular, they had given their choice as honoring and recognizing women professionals. So I think, Dr. Rajesh, we were not wrong in choosing, along with Mr. Shah, in choosing a Women of Excellence Award. To ensure more participation and also motivate young working women, we had decided to have two categories. The first category is women in the age experience group of 5 to 10, and the second category of 10 to 20 years. The main vision behind these awards was to encourage ordinary working women who have worked hard to pursue their career of choice in spite of career breaks. This has been a major problem, that once a woman goes on maternity leave, coming back, or even if it is any child care or any elder care, getting back into the workforce has been a very daunting task in the past, though it has eased quite a bit in today's time, especially after COVID. This is an apt award as we have gone in detail to select the winners. A carefully drafted questionnaire with focus on the following was shared with IACC members and on social media nominations. So the questions which we have focused are the major accomplishment of the nominees. What are they currently doing as a professional towards building the professional community? What they aspire to do towards building the professional community, and vision and mission for themselves, how they would like their careers to be, and testimonial from a senior or a work colleague. These nominations were open from 8th February to 28th February. We received a total of 27 nominations in both the categories. After the initial screening and the first level shortlisting, we had finalized 11 finalists. The jury was divided into 2 groups, and each jury member evaluated 5 to 6 nominees. It was a tight finish with a tiebreaker in one of the categories. And I'm very happy with this tiebreaker because I think the first inaugural edition of the Women of Excellence Award has managed to get a lot of women vying for the coveted award. One of the jurors was therefore asked to evaluate the nominees to finalize the absolute winner of the Women of Excellence Award. I would now like to request Mr. Saurabh Shah, Regional President IACC, to announce the winner of Excellence Award in the category 1. The work experience for this category is 5 to 10 years.
Thank you, Ms. Anuradha. Friends, this has been an incredibly difficult task for everyone concerned. In our eyes, every single nominee deserves praise for what they have achieved and accomplished. However, one person stood out for their remarkable career in its respective field through hard work and unbreakable potential. And the name is Ms. Shishti Gupta. Born and raised in a rural background, Shishti has an experience of 5 to 10 years in the workforce. She is the Deputy General Manager, Finance Planning at Crompton Greaves Consumer Electric Limited. Her career vision of becoming a well-known leader in the supply chain industry comes across very clearly. Along with her growth, she also aims to mentor and coach many to become successful professionals. I would like to convey my heartiest congratulations to Ms. Shishti Gupta for getting awarded under the first category. Heartiest congratulations on behalf of the Chamber, on behalf of all the stakeholders, and best wishes for your future endeavors.
I would now request Mr. Shishti Gupta to say a few words.
Yeah. Hi, and very warm good evening to all. And I would like to thank, first of all, Indo-American Chamber to giving us this opportunity to be part of this great achievement journey, and then thanking the jury for selecting me and honoring me with this award. And thank you for all the participants, because then it gives me a feeling of proud that that I am also being part of such a inspiring women leaders who are actually doing such a great work in their field. And actually, in this evening, I would like to share one thought which I was thinking, that in last 2 years, basically what we have learned is that in any scenario, we need to be more agile and more adaptable. And that is also the philosophy of actually running a good supply chain. So basically in this journey, what I feel that who could be better fit than a woman to be more agile and more adaptable, and hence in upcoming workforce, we could see that there will be more participation coming from women, because they are, and especially in our Indian tradition, they are actually being brought up to be more agile, to be part of different families and to fit into different roles. And that's what women kept on demonstrating. So that's what I feel, that it's going to be very inspiring journey for all of us. And it's very good era to be part of workforce in India, because there are so many good things happening around for women and focused on women, and women are leading the path. So thank you, and wishing all the best to all the women, and let us keep doing the good work and demonstrate that we can do much more things and we can make the world better. Thank you.
Thank you, Shishti. It is congratulations for winning this award. And as you said, yes, women are very agile and adapt very easily. And we wish you all the very best in your future endeavors and in your career. Thank you. I would now request Dr. Soundarya Rajesh to announce the winner of the Women of Excellence Award Category 2. The work experience in this category is 10 to 20 years. Dr. Soundarya, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anu. Absolutely thrilled and delighted to announce this second category of winner. It is Miss Nahida Khatun, who's the senior analyst at Madhu's Garage Equipment Private Limited. It was a wonderful moment for us to actually select Ms. Nahida Khatun. And while she had 10 years of experience in the workforce, post completing her graduation and after her marriage, she took a break for maternity. And I think nothing would do as much of justice to the selection of Nahida as a winner in the category 2 of the Women of Excellence Award, other than the jury's comment, which says, I'm impressed with Nahida for making the journey from a very traditional upbringing to a self-actualized individual. From educating herself to growing in her job, she has shown her thirst for continuous learning and development, which feeds her ambition. She is recognized as a winner of the Women of Excellence Award for both her empathy and her competence. Hearty congratulations to you, Nahida. It's a moment of great pride for us to announce you as the winner. And now over to you for a few words that you could speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Congrats to awardees and all the women with excellence. I am Nahida, currently working as senior analyst in Madhu's Garage Equipments, a company known for importing garage equipments from USA and in sales and service of workshop equipments with pan-India presence, that is bridging technology gap between countries. I have joined this company as an account assistant in the year 2007 and continue till now for the warmth and support from my team. Today, I am here to celebrate my Women of Excellence Award. I am honored and humbled to IACC team, honorable and eminent speakers, chief justice, chief guest, jury members, and Avtar group for their motive to inspire women. Their drive has motivated me to perform extravagant, excel to new heights, and serve the society. I dedicate this award to my family, my mentor, and specifically MD of my company, who have turned my struggle and dreams to success stories. Belonging to an orthodox family, it was not easy to overcome customs and fixed mindsets. And my passion was always to create recognition with my talent and potential. And I am proud to be a woman. Today, even though there are ample of opportunities for women, but still socioeconomic and economic barriers do exist. To all the women out there, we have the excellence and we are the future of emerging India. Please keep up your hard work and dedication, and success is bound to come. All the best. Finally, would like to thank IACC team and Avtar group from bottom of my heart and request them to continue the good work to create awareness and recognition of women in society. Words can never be enough to praise your efforts. Thank you so much.
Our heartiest congratulations to both our awardees, Ms. Nahida Khatun and Ms. Shishti Gupta. Thank you for being an inspiration for all of us. May you keep excelling in whatever you seek. With this, ladies and gentlemen, we formally conclude the proceedings. I would like to request our Regional Vice President, IACC, Mr. Prashant Krishnan, to kindly propose the vote of thanks. Mr. Krishnan is the chairman of Stock Electronics Private Limited, global corporate journalist with over 25 years of entrepreneurial exposure and distribution. Mr. Krishnan is a specialist in IT, manufacturing, renewable energy, and finance. He has also chaired the IACC Pune branch and is on the National Executive Council of the Chamber. He has also completed his MBA in marketing from Savitribai Phule University. Over to you, Mr. Krishnan.
Prashant, you're on mute.
Yeah, apologies. And I think we had an amazing time and a fantastic show being held by each and every one of you. And I'm privileged to be here and being a part of this entire exciting journey. I must probably start with thanking Dr. Swati Kulkarni, who is the Consulate General of India to Atlanta. I think, she's kind of, helped us all by being, I'm sure, because of time gap and all this stuff, she's taken big efforts to be here with us. And thank you so much. And of course, always encouraging is our Consul General, Tamarind. Thank you so much. She's the Principal Council Officer, and she's always been encouraging to all the efforts that IACC, especially the Western India Council, whatever efforts been done, she's always been encouraging, and she's always been, helpful towards everything. And of course, the exciting jury members who all kind of, spend a lot of time and, their valuable contribution towards making the first event very successful and fruitful for all of us. And of course, all this was possible fundamentally because of the team at Avtar, and a special gratitude and special thanks to Dr. Soundarya Rajesh, and will definitely ensure that this becomes a part of our annual, way of celebrations. And we will, because in Pune, we're doing a lot of things for women. And of course, we have a very exciting, exciting chairperson who is kind of, we do a lot of events for women. So hopefully this is going to be an annual kind of effort, which probably we would all look forward to. And of course, the winners, fantastic show. Great, probably contribution from them both, Nahida as well as Shishti Gupta. I think I congratulate them on behalf of IACC, and the kind of exciting journey they have gone through. It is fantastic. I think all hats off to them. And of course, this entire effort wouldn't have been possible if we didn't have our sponsors in place, and our people, fundamentally, Bharat Diamond Browsers and Aza Fashions. We all have, we all thank them for making this event possible because of their contribution. And of course, we are excited with our national president being around, and I thank him for being around with us and helping us and being always a mentor for such stuff. So thank you, Kapil. Thanks for being with us. And we have our great leader, Saurabh Shah. Saurabh has been an exciting role model for all of us, and he comes up with great ideas, and he comes up with fantastic things. So thank you, Saurabh. Thank you for being a part of this entire journey, and thank you so much. And all this wouldn't have been possible without the secretariat being there. I guess I must thank Dhanashree and Vishnu personally for for their hard work and making this event a success. Thank you so much, all of you, and let's look forward for year and year exciting things for women across. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.
Before we close, I would request everyone to switch on your camera so that we can take a screenshot. Miss Nahida, Dr. Kulkarni, Miss Tamarind, Shishti Gupta. Thank you so much.
Dr. Kulkarni? Probably, I guess she must have left. Or she must be having some other engagement. Mr. Gupta? Okay, we'll take a screenshot. One more, just one more. We'll take one more. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations to the winners once again.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, everybody. Awesome job. Big round of applause to everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sanjay Rajesh.
Thank you,
Avtar, and
Saurabh.
thank you, everyone.
Amazing.
Thank you, Mr. Kaul. Thank you, Mr. Shah. And
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Mr.
You're
Krishnan.
welcome. Most welcome.
Thank you, my IACC team of Vishnu and Dhanashree. You all have been a wonderful support in all the activities.